In reference to the information, there is more lawsuits against the government. The government is trying to play tricks because do not contest my ownership. I own more land than the government. I own more land than any of the government people that are trying to steal from me. My parents did not owe them anything. My parents did not owe the government any monies either. Politicians borrowed money from my father. Then the government murdered my father because the government didn't want to pay because they're criminals, I guess you'd say, those dirty government people. Then they're trying to steal the estates of my parents. The government murdered my parents. The government had to admit fault. The government is refusing to pay me the lawsuit monies. That is international treason. And hello, England Bank. How you guys doing? You see what they did to my teeth? Look at that. I don't have a gap in between my teeth. And no, I am not Stan Palmer's son. No, I am not. He seemed like a pretty nice guy and friendly acknowledgments. But in reference to Stan Palmer, he had a gap in between his teeth. I'm not related to Stan Palmer in reference to, he's not my father. My father's Howard Hughes Sr. the First and Doris Duke Sr. the First. My information has been there. It's been there for a long time. It's on TV 24 hours a day. Any document from today of the media, or any day from the past, or any day in the future, is enough to prosecute dirty government for contesting the estates of my parents. I am the owner. The government is not the owner. I didn't give nothing away to nobody, not never. And their government agents are trying to play tricks with forgeries. My mother and father was not Christian. My mother and father was not Germans. So why are Christian Germans trying to contest my ownership? I was a straight A student. I aced the SAT. I aced the I-STEP test too. Didn't I? Look it up. And your government agents are trying to call me stupid? You're trying to trespass on my land? You're violating property deeds laws? Property deeds laws outranks communist government. Don't you know that, political people? Doesn't the NSA and the CIA and the FBI and dirty cops, don't they know that property deed laws outranks government? What about illegal search and seizure? What about government trying to pick on me all the damn time? This has been going on for over 40 years. Has the Treasury ever been in doubt of my identity? Treasury Department, can you please do a story in the media saying you know who I am? Very important. Can you please put it in nationwide newspapers too? Reference to the information. Why are these government people consistently trying to deny my identity? But in reference to, back to the other point. Oh, in reference to Stan Palmer had a gap in between his front teeth. But I'm not Stan Palmer's son, and my teeth don't have a natural gap in any of them. Not anywhere. Just mentioning that for basic information. And the royal protocol in the media is a birth certificate of my identity. Not anybody else's. It's documentation of who my parents are, of course, and documentation of what I'm the owner of. But it's not any kid's identity or any child that I would ever have. It doesn't switch. It doesn't change like that. It's my identity forever. And the government has violated my identity. The government has to get charged for their violations. The activity of government is illegal for their activities of trying to contest my mother and father's estates. Plus, during their activity of government contesting the estates, they have tried to murder me. They have injured me. I have been shot before. I have been injured by dirty government. Government has tried to play games by trying to make up diseases and all kinds of other things. Government people have tried to make up shit and lies about what somebody else said, and then they tried to put it on me. Then they tried to murder me. Well, that's violation, government man, because what somebody might say about a politician is their opinion. You may not like their opinion, but you're in public office. You ain't never got no right abusing anybody because of their personal opinion. That's just part of the game of your position of government man. If you're up there in government making bad decisions, people are going to talk about it. If you're violating the laws of America, people are going to talk about it. Somebody might say nice things about some of you. Someone might say bad things about you. But if you can't prove that you're a good, honest politician in the first place, you ain't worth shit. The World Protocol's in the media. Freedom of speech is protected legally in this country. And you don't have a right trying to force your Christian government on people, claiming, oh, somebody said shit-eating grin. A lot of people say, there's probably 1 million people say that every day in America. But usually that's a compliment. But I didn't say that about you, Dick Lugar. And I told you that before in another video I made. And you're spying on me. And your goddamn son's using a satellite. Why are you spying on me? Didn't my mother prosecute you in court? You're not allowed to live on any of my mother or father's properties. Were you involved in stealing my Lamborghini back in the 80s, Dick Lugar? Did you try to claim that you thought you were a relative of mine? You are not any relative of mine. I am not a Christian German. I don't associate with any of your friends or any of your people. I do not like you. I am not associated with you. I do not like your family. I don't want nothing to do with none of them. So in reference to your activities, or anybody else in government that's trying to pick on me, they must get charged. You're in public office, man. Hey, people say a lot of things. If you can't fucking handle it, then you had no right being in public office in the first place. And you sure in the fuck ain't got no right using satellites burning people. That's the facts, man. And you were torturing Europeans in America? You were playing industry of death games, Dick Lugar? Did you try to play industry of death games calling people crazy in Indiana? You weren't murdering people off. Was any of these government people murdering people off by calling them crazy in Indiana? Because most people in Indiana was European. European, and there's blacks and other races in Indiana too. So the question is, you people playing your industry of death games, how long you been playing your games? How many people's lives did you destroy with your illegal satellite surveillance and your industry of death tactics and activities of kidnapping and murdering people? Any of you politicians, you tried to force your Christian politics on a European country, American country. The majority religion in this country is Catholic and Jewish, and some other religions, or some other particular religions. Subsidiary categories of the Catholic religion or Jewish acknowledgments or something. So why are you Christians that are bad Christians, whoever you are, why are you playing tricks with people's lives? You're trying to play communist invasion. That is illegal. If Carl Brizzy was burning my teeth, or Governor Orr, or any of them was burning my face or my teeth, or if they were stealing my money, no matter who they are, they must get prosecuted. That's just the facts, man. The World Protocol says, hey, I'm one of the largest landowners in America. My parents was two of the largest landowners in America. I'm the owner of the estates of my parents. I didn't give nothing away to nobody, never. Never signed, never gave, never sold, never. And then these government people tried to murder me to steal the estates of my parents. My mother and father's estates, the home office of the estates, is not in Indianapolis, Indiana. So why are your government people thinking you're so fucking funny holding me hostage? It is a crime. Your activities is sexual assault in every single way. So you're trying to damage sexuality. You're trying to damage things about me that females have made compliments about, or friends that might have made compliments about my teeth. They messed with my mouth. The satellite man did. You know, a female or a friend might say, "Oh, that your teeth look nice. Oh, thanks. Yeah, appreciate it. Thank you." You know, that kind of thing. That kind of thing. You know, people say, "Oh, you're cute," or "You're handsome," or "You're friendly," or whatever. Those kinds of nice things. Now, I don't expect Christians to be staring at me in the first place, because I don't have nothing to do with Christians. Wouldn't date a girl that was a Christian. Never. Never slept with a girl that was a Christian. Wouldn't date a girl that was a Christian. Now, some of these girls might have said, oh, they were Catholic at first because they were faking Catholic. But I don't have nothing to do with those kinds of people either. I only date Catholics and Jews or other friendly acknowledgments of certain particulars. I don't date Christian Germans or German mixes or Christian mixes of any kind. That's just the facts. Oh, Chicago just said hello. How you doing, Chicago? You know where the keys are to my mother's mansion or my father's mansions up there? Or the apartment complex on the Gold Coast? I'd rather be over there on the Gold Coast in Chicago than sitting here in Indianapolis. This fucking place is stupid. What these bad people have done in government. They're very abusive. They're thieves. They've been stealing the postal mail like they thought there would be secret messages in the postal mail. I'm being held hostage. My mother had court cases about me being held hostage in Indianapolis. I'm not even from Indianapolis, Indiana. And that Greenfield document has been thrown out of court. My mother even had court cases against that Greenfield document that Frank Sinatra made and his government agents. They made that document. And they've been using that document to hold me hostage to try to block me from being myself or being who I really am in reference to my mother and father's estates and who my parents are. So these government people thinking they're funny with their tricks, it is a crime. It is identity theft. It's an identifying violation of government. I'm the most documented person in the world. It's on TV 24 hours a day in every city and state. And these government people are trying to play tricks. It's been there since any of them got into office. It's been there even before Gerald Ford was in office. So why do these Christian politicians or their political games and their fronts that they're trying to put up in America, who do they think they are? That's a violation of political law. The fact that these people is trying to play these games. It is a violation of political law. It is a violation forever. The history of me being held hostage, the history of government injuring me, the history of government blocking me from my money, slandering my intellect. You think you're funny, don't you, government man? People trying to steal my athletic accomplishments, people trying to steal Nobel Peace Prizes that I've won. How many Nobel Peace Prizes have I won? In reference to inventions or other things. Where's the money? Where's the money? I need to move. I don't have very many. I mean, I have friends in some places, but the satellite man's burning me all the time. They've been burning my teeth for over 16 years. Then they tried to call me a German or something. Never been a German. I even got certain religious markings on my anatomy in reference to who my mother and father are and family religion and family history. But these Christian Germans, they think they're funny with their lies. They think they're funny with their tricks. Them trying to call me a Christian. I'm not a Christian. I'm not a German. Never been. Not ever going to be. So why do they think it's funny for them to sit there and say this stuff, trying to slander my character all the time? I've been drinking a lot of milk. So in reference to government trying to play tricks, who do they think they are? They think just because they're in public office, they can just make decisions against the laws of the country? Don't forget, there are laws, standard laws, that are written in law books that are supposed to govern over politicians. So if a government or a politician tries to secretly attack something, those government agents don't have no right. Their activities, their abuses is a crime. And their people seem to think that they're funny with their tricks. But their tricks are illegal. Their tricks are always illegal. They're always working for their Christian German politics. When the Jews and Catholics are wondering, how the hell did all this shit go on? This is a predominantly Catholic country and Jewish country, and other friendly religions too. But the Christian politicians are violating the laws of America, and that is illegal. They're trying to steal estates, trying to make up stipulations, claiming they thought I had to run their obstacle course to get home to my mother and father's mansions. I was kidnapped from my mother and father's mansions. And the government won't even give me my monies from my lawsuits so I can go back home. They won't even give me my lawsuit money so I can buy new properties. And these government people are trying to make decisions in this country? That's violations of law of this country. First world country laws. And their third world country German government? That's not legal. They're trying to steal the American land, those Germans are. Aren't they? They're trying to steal from wealthy landowners and individuals too, aren't they? That's illegal, government man. All your activities is illegal. Roll protocols forever. And the government trying to claim that they thought I had to work my ass off just so I could go home. And these government people had murdered my parents. Where's the lawsuit monies? You got the police reports. Where's my lawsuit monies? Lawsuit's going to go up several trillions of dollars. And going to prosecute government for more positions in government. We're going to have to get more Catholics and Jews in a lot of those political positions. Because you're not following the guidelines of the first world country of America or European law or royal law or treasury laws, government man. No, you're not. Your people are not following the laws. The activities of facts, government man. All your activities is fraud. And your government people need to get prosecuted. The law books have been there before your people got into office. A lot of other politicians followed the laws. What makes you people think that you'd come into this country because you're Christian German? This country wasn't built by Christian Germans. Catholics and Jews and Europeans and other friendly acknowledgments. And the Christian Germans are trying to steal everything? That's not legal. You're violating property deeds laws and treasury laws and Supreme Court laws, government man. Your people have lost in every court case. And you're still refusing me my court case monies. Where is it? Where's my Nobel Peace Prize monies? Where's my monies? Where's my monies? Where's my account information? No, I didn't receive the account information. Hello, New York. Somebody's blocking me. And hello, rock and rollers and musical artists and friendly people in the media. If anybody sent anything in the mail, I did not receive anything. If anybody opened up an account in Indianapolis for me, they won't give me the information. Main things of importance. Roll protocols in the media. And a reference to government coming into this country saying that they thought Italians or Europeans' dicks was too big for the opinion or the thoughts of the German Christian Nazi party. That's why people don't go to Germany. People with big wieners, they don't live in Germany, I guess. Not my race or religion. We don't go to Germany. So why would you think you'd come over here and try to run over our lives? What makes you think you had any right, government man? No, I don't know who Mr. Lafferty is. I don't know who Chandy is. I don't know who any of those people are. It's never signed, never, never gave, never, never sold, never, not never. And the Royal Protocol protects both the states of my parents because it is a documentation of my single anatomy, and it is a documentation of who I am and who my parents are and who my grandparents are in basic information. And family tree information. And bloodline information. Never signed, never, never gave, never, never sold, never, not never. Not ever going to, not never. So where's my lawsuit monies? And that court just communicated again, the same one that communicated the other day in the video saying that they sent me money. Didn't receive it. Don't you guys have a satellite looking right at the mailbox? Don't you have video cameras out there looking right at the mailbox? How many people sent UPS packages for me? Or FedEx or DHL packages? Didn't receive none of them. I think the government has a place that they had built where they had copied the outside of this little house. And then they've been making fake videos delivering packages to that place. My mother had caught them doing that before. They tried to reroute the postal mail to some other place that they built or something. They tried to copy a place or something. And then they tried to make fake videos of things being received. I usually only get junk mail in the postal mail here. Haven't received anything from the courts. No, I'm not tied in with politicians. I have no joint accounts with anybody. No financial joint accounts with nobody. No. No reference to my mother and father, but I'm the owner of the accounts anyways. I'm the owner of my mother and father's estates. And has the World Bank ever been confused about my identity? What about Chase Bank? What about any of the banks? Have you ever been confused about my identity? Have any of you people ever listened to dirty cops or dirty government blocking me from my money or blocking me from friends, such as celebrity friends that have known me for a long time, or entertainers, or sports athletes that are friendly? You know, many things of importance. What are they telling people? These people that are blocking people from delivering or sending me letters in the mail or something. What are they telling people when they're blocking me from having girlfriends? I don't like relationships that are too long distance of a relationship. I don't like that shit. And basic information. I mean, there's friendly acknowledgments with girls in other cities and states, but I'm trying to move. Trying to go back to my mother and father's mansions that I got kidnapped from. Is the government denying it? There's police reports. My mother even put something on television before about it. Back in the 80s. My mother beat everybody in court. They're still burning my teeth. Right there. Hello, Chicago media. How you guys doing? You know, I like to spend time with girls. I like spending time with friends, hanging out with friends too. But the dirty government makes up all these lies to try to say shit about me or my family. It's total bullshit. And I'm tax-free. And hello, IRS, why are you allowing this hostage situation? IRS, why are you allowing the satellite man to burn my teeth? Why aren't you going after their wealth? Why aren't you going after their locations? Why aren't you having big court cases against dirty government? That's what you guys are supposed to be doing. Why aren't you charging these people for estate fraud and forgeries and lies and manipulations and scams? They're trying to steal my wealth and my mother and father's estates. I'm the owner forever, no matter what anybody ever says. That's why that Roll Protocol's on TV 24 hours a day forever. Lots of things of importance. Hello, Chicago. I'd rather be over there in Chicago on the Gold Coast. That satellite man's been trying to make me cough for like about a minute or something. They've been running up and down my throat with a satellite. And hello, Bentley and Rolls Royce. You guys have communicated and I didn't receive any information. Hello, Lamborghini, Maserati, Ferrari, and General Motors and other car companies, and Toyota, and every car company. How you guys doing? Lots of things of importance. Many things of importance. I'm trying to go home to my mother and father's mansions. I lived on the Gold Coast of Chicago at my mother and father's properties. Don't go in those properties. My fingerprints are probably in there too. From when I was a little boy, don't go in those properties. They're still choking me. Right there. That's where the satellite man's hitting me. Roll Protocol's in the media forever. And that fucking satellite man was been graying my hair and shit. Cool, man, rock on. Yeah! Yeah, party on, man. Rock on! Like hip-hop, too, and R&B, and lots of things of importance. Hello, Chicago. Why are you allowing Indianapolis to hold me hostage? Why is Texas, or why is California, or why is Canada, or why are these people allowing this shit? Whichever people are doing it. I'm not in politics. I outrank politics. My DNA is royal DNA. Why does a politician think that they can get into government and try to steal sperm and blood and DNA from a person? Then they make up their political lies. I've never been involved with any of these politicians' lives. They all made up shit to try to attack me, just like they made up crazy shit about my parents. They even checked my parents' DNA. There was no drugs or alcohol. There was no diseases or health problems, none whatsoever. Because you know my parents was frozen, right? When they died, they were frozen. And they checked their whole anatomies. They had no diseases, no health problems, no substances in their body. So my mother had gotten shot. She had bullet wounds. And these government people, they communicate that shit all the time in Indianapolis. They harass me all the time, and they communicate how they think it's funny that they murdered my parents. In Indianapolis, these government people in the satellite control rooms have communicated that shit before. And those people are just jealous because my parents was geniuses. My parents was business people. Yeah, and I know there's a lot of people in business, of course. Sometimes somebody gets ahead. Somebody goes and makes some business and they get, ahead of other people. And then that business floats for a while or floats a long time. Sometimes that's just how things are in government. Not government, but business. Most government people are bad businessmen. Most people know that. But anyways, in reference to bad government, the country doesn't have to sit and wait for administrations to get done torturing us or torturing me or other things like that. They got to get impeached based on the first violations. But anyways, back to business. Business sometimes, like look at how many pizza restaurants there are. Some of them do good, some of them work great, some of them make big money, some make moderate money, some make smaller money, but they still make money. In other businesses, other types of food, beverages, and companies, you know what I mean? So there's a lot of things of importance in reference to business. Some things float for a while, some things come back into style, some things go out of style, some things, things go like that. That's just the way some things are in business. No, I'm not a politician, but I do have Supreme Court status, don't I? Don't I have Supreme Court status? In Beverly Hills court status? Don't I? In some other cities? Plus, I'm a royal. I'm a royal. Since the day I was born. But these dirty Christian government people, they don't like royalty in the first world country of America. They thought this was Germany. And they thought they were the leaders of America for some reason. This country had a war against Germany. It was called World War II. There might be some nice people of different races. But the thing of it is, this is America, a European country. Italian, Asian, European friendly acknowledgements, English, French, Italian, Great Britain, hello. Different languages and other friendly cultures and races of people that are friendly. Lots of things of importance. In reference to dirty government trying to play tricks, they do not have a right stealing or blocking me from my money. They tried to call me stupid by trying to change documentation of my intellect. They tried to call me a stupid kid. They tried to call me a dummy. They tried to call me a person of no intellect or no talent or no smarts. Now, in reference to their opinion, I really don't care about their opinion. But their activities of human testing, it even tells you on those Treasury documents, don't ever try to play smart testing on me, government man. You have to go to prison. It tells you why. You're wasting my time. You're trying to steal intellect, such as, how do you do this or how do you do that? Or they're trying to copy business activities. All my businesses are 100% legal. Rightful business. Your government activities are illegal government. Your people thought if you got into government, you would steal while you were in government, and then you'd make up some political lies or public scrutinizing lies, and then your people would try to move on the property like you were hijacking it. Government's never allowed to live on any of my mother or father's properties. And they're not allowed to rent any rental properties either in basic information. You guys know that, right? And the government's got to get sued for holding me hostage. They just hurt my teeth right there. You better quit your Adolf Hitler mustache shit or whatever the fuck you're doing. Are you denying that? Supreme Court, did you just see that information? And of course I have Treasury status, right? Hello, Treasury. They just communicated that. Lots of things of importance. And hello, sports teams and athletes. World protocols in the media forever. And all these government people blocking me from my money and blocking me from my freedom. Like they're trying to get into my life. The Treasury's supposed to be filing restraining orders left and right against politicians. Same thing with the IRS. You're supposed to be filing restraining orders against these government politicians. They tried to steal my tax-free status, tried to change my identity, tried to damage my history and family. And my upper lip is still burning right now. They're burning it right now. Oh, hello, Taster's Choice. And hello, Folgers. The dirty government man's playing games. And hello, department stores in Chicago and nationwide that I'm the owner of. And hello, other stores that are friendly. Lots of things of importance. I still can't bite into food because my face right here is damaged. I can't bite I can't even bite into a sandwich. I've eaten sandwiches at Burger King and even at department stores, you know, the cafes or whatever they have when I was growing up. And I ate food at diners and restaurants and Olive Garden and other types of foods. Chinese restaurants, Japanese restaurants, food restaurants. Worked in the restaurant industry. I even ate food at the Sands Hotel Casino when I was a little boy. And other restaurants and businesses. And I ate food at my mother and father's mansions growing up. So why is the satellite man burning my face? They've burnt my tissue right here on my face. And they've tried to damage my bones in my face, my upper jaw. You've seen the teeth damage. I've shown pictures of that or shown video of that. That's where they just hit me in the throat. The satellite man did. Now that's sexual assault every time. Every court case against every single person, there is always sexual assault, sperm theft, blood theft against all these government people, all these industry of death people trying to steal my genetics, trying to claim that they were going to jump on my family tree, trying to slander my character, and then they thought they were going to try to steal the estates of my parents. Now, I'm still sitting here in this little house, 315 Gale Street. You might want to edit that out, the Gale's 315, you know, the little house. When I got kidnapped from my mother and father's mansions, on a reference to, this is a safety zone, believe it or not, supposedly. I'm still getting tortured from satellite. And my mother owned what, like 25 houses in this neighborhood? Something like that? How much money did my mother spend in Indiana when she built things? Probably more than most of you government people. Oh, and don't forget, government man, when you guys build something and the Treasury prints money for you people to build things, that doesn't mean you own any fucking thing. Do you understand that, politician man? Don't ever forget that. That's American money, not Deutsch money. That's not Christian money. That's American money. Or European money, or wherever money came from. But you know, America, I don't know if they probably don't accept the Deutsch dollar at all. I'm not sure. You have to look that up. But Germans can't buy very much land in America anyways. That's been the law and the factual law the whole time. Lots of things of importance. And I'm friendly with people, but satellite man choking me, they're hitting me right here now. I'm going to cough here in a second. And you know when they do that, they make me cough? They're hitting me in the back of the head. Like, satellite man is. And then and another thing, when they're burning your teeth, satellite man burns through your mouth and it hits your spinal cord of your neck bone. If you didn't know that. and it bleeds the teeth and the mouth. And it is attempted murder. It's their form of gassing or torturing and mutilating people's looks from satellite. That's what that satellite man has done. And that is physical assault. Plus, I'm an athlete too, and I played sports. Playing sports in the future too. Lots of things of importance. And my father played sports. And my mother played sports. They kind of use different names when they played in sports, though. Lots of things of importance. And in reference to government and their activities and their manipulations. See that? That's when they push down on me like. Illegal. Government's violating all the laws and restrictions that they are not allowed to be spying on me or torturing me from a satellite. But see, that's how the government gets to people. The government tortures people that way. The government tries to steal land that way. The government tries to steal estates that way. Don't you, government man? They're holding on to they're pushing on my nose this side. Oh, and when they're pulling on the nose, if you breathe through your nose will go, you know. Shit. They think they're funny because German Christians have been covering up their attacking of the people in this country with satellites. Their dirty politicians have been covering it up. And who do they think they are? Well, we know they don't own very much in this fucking country. And they haven't owned very much in this country at all. Most politicians haven't. So why do they think that they can control other people's lives or abuse other people? Why do they think they can make up shit? Why do they think they had any right trying to slander my character? This has been a hostage situation the whole time. Them blocking me from going home to my mother and father's mansions. At my mother and father's mansions, some of the neighbors are celebrities. Some celebrities knew me when I was growing up when I was a little boy. And then the government tried to make up stupid shit, slandering my character. Every slanderous thing is a lawsuit against the government. Hello, American Express credit card company. No, I didn't receive anything. Didn't receive anything. Didn't receive any of the credit cards from any department stores or gas stations or anywhere. If anybody sent anything, they're obviously stealing the postal mail. And they changed things too. Like in the past, sometimes they'd try to send me something, and then they wanted somebody that, like, they on the letter or something, it'd say like it was an application. Like they took out the credit card if the company had sent me a credit card. They'd taken out the credit card and made it one of those fake credit cards that you had to apply for. They do that shit every time. I've not used any of those credit cards. I did not receive any of them. Did not receive any bank statements from anybody opening accounts or anybody, even when my mother opened up accounts for me here in Indianapolis when I was being held hostage. The government, I mean, I was back at my mother's mansions after that, but the accounts was still open in these cities, in Indianapolis. And I went to one of the banks before, and the lady at the bank teller told me she had another account for me. And I was working at the time cleaning parking lots because the government was trying to call me a trash boy all the time. When I own businesses and restaurants and with my mother and father, you know. And I'm the owner forever. Plus I got my third empire. But these government people was trying to call me poor boy, trying to call me an immigrant, trying to call me a Mexican. I'm friendly with some Mexican people too, and people know that. But these government people was trying to call me a Mexican or a German. Not German in any way. Even in court, they looked at my DNA in the courts. There was no German in my DNA and no Mexican either. Even though I'm friendly with Mexicans. And I'm friendly in a general acknowledgement of most people. But you know, I can't give nothing away. Never signed, never gave, never sold, never, not never. And I'm Jewish and Catholic. Acknowledgements, of course, and hello, friendly people of many races and religions. It's very serious. Now, these government people trying to play these tricks is just total bullshit. There's even court cases and court laws that say the government's not allowed to attack landowners in America. They got those laws at Capitol Hill in Washington, D.C. The Supreme Court and Congress, the House of Representatives. But I guess over here in Indiana, they just pretend like those laws don't apply to dirty government. Dirty government trying to steal land or property in America. They're violating their ethics of their positions. Then these people try to say something stupid. Like they'd say they thought my parents was crazy because my parents gave me everything because I'm the only child of my parents. That's a common activity. I'm the owner of my mother and father's estates forever. And these dirty ass government men have tried to call me stupid and all these other things where they've tried to make me stutter. That's what causes damage to the teeth too. So in reference to government trying to play tricks, and their government people that tried to put a hit out on my life, I was born with royal diplomatic immunity. If any government office fails to admit which politicians or which government men have tried to murder me or which of them have tried to hurt me before, those people can get charged for concealing information. And that's just how things look, and that's how things are. That's what some of them are probably doing. And it's illegal. Lots of things of importance.